Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to customize this nice 52 Chevy pickup truck made by Hot Wheels. Although this original truck is rusty and nice looking, I thought that maybe I could make a farm truck out of it. The rust effects Mattel did on this car are not so realistic. I can make it even better, but I don't think I would like to have this car without a bumper. Although the artwork shows that this car is supposed to be with the front bumper, the actual car has no bumper at the front and also on its back. So I have to figure out how to create my own bumper. Another major disadvantage that I wasn't aware of is that this car has no interior part inside. It has no seats or steering wheel, no dashboard. Therefore, I want to create my own version of this car, which is going to be highly detailed. So eventually this car will have bumpers, it will have interior part, which will have the steering wheel, the dashboard and the seats, and it will have suspension as well. Although I'm a great fan of these steely wheels, I think that for today's build, these narrow profile tires are not too suited for the kind of farm truck that I'm going to create. Therefore, I've decided to switch these steely wheels into the Matchbox ones. I think that the Matchbox tires will look way better and more authentic for this kind of farm truck that I'm going to create today. The next step will be creating some room for the spring part that I'm going to use instead of the tabs that used to hold the wheels in place. Therefore, I'm just eliminating the tabs right now with my Dremel. Then I will fit my new part right here where the tabs used to be. Here is the new set of wheels that I'm going to use. They are of Matchbox, made of plastic. And as you see, the distance between the two tires is too short. The axle is narrow. Therefore, I have to make some room for this new set of tires. Now it is time to fit the spring part here. You can use a measuring tape blade if you don't have this part. It is almost the same thickness. On this particular build, I have to trim this spring quite a bit. That is because the distance between the tires is very short. So I have to cut this part right in the middle almost. Now I'm going to create a room for the axle to move by cutting a channel here at this piece. Now let's have a little check and see if everything is okay, and it seems to be alright. Now I'm going to create a channel here as well, as same as at the back. I'm pretty sure that you got the idea, although it is a little bit off camera. But as you see, I'm using my hand saw again in order to create this channel for the movement of the front axle. Now I'm going to perform a little test and see the movement here. Obviously something is blocking the movement of this axle. Let me just check and have a look of this axle moving without the body on top. And yeah, something is terribly wrong here. This part is moving very good. Maybe it's not aligned. And now, yeah, it is moving very nice. I think that I'm about to move to the next step, which is going to be detailing this car. Now, since I've decided to add my steering wheel and seats inside this car, I thought that the viewer will be able to see all these changes if I will eliminate this window part here. It will look as if the window is open, and I think it is better and more realistic. So I'm just removing this part here and also on the opposite side. And after removing these unnecessary parts from the transparent window piece, it is time to find a way on how to create the seats inside this car. And I thought about this part here, and I want to have a long seat, and I will not use the separated ones at the front. It is going to have this bench and also a dashboard right over here. Now, since we have this split window at the front, I need to create this curve at the dashboard to fit the shape of the windshield. I'm using direct flame in order to fold this part. Now the steering wheel is not in the right position, so I will have to shape it as well. And now it seems to be okay. Now let's have a look on the dashboard after I fitted it with some glue, and it seems to be okay. Now I'm going to have to find a way on how to attach the bench in place. And yeah, the bench is in place, and it is time to move on to the next step, which is going to be the paint and the other details of this car. I've decided to go with bright orange. Now I'm just going to add some extra details at the back, and I also thought that maybe I could add some side mirrors. The first layer of paint was this bright orange out of a rattle can, and now I'm adding my own layer of acrylic paint, again with orange, and then I will add my rust effects and weathering effects. For the rust effects, I'm using three kinds of brown shades. You have bright, you have also darker one, and almost black. Each rust spot has three dimensions or three shades. I'm also using gray for the interior part, and I will also use this gray paint in order to add some dust effects on the tires. They will look as if they are old rubber. And as promised, I'm adding my bumpers using this soft aluminum wire. I'm folding them in the right places, and afterwards I will use my sandpaper in order to smooth them up. Right before finishing this car and having my final touches on this bumper, my son asked me if I could help him. He wanted to create a display ground for his cars, so I stopped everything and helped him with this creation. Of course, he couldn't handle a hot glue gun, and I helped him to arrange everything, but then he painted everything by himself. Of course, with my guide. So today I'm going to use his display ground in order to show you this car, and here it is with the added details. You see the antenna, the side mirrors, and also the suspension and interior part which wasn't original. And underneath the car you can see I've added this exhaust pipe all the way, painted and detailed at the back. Now let me show you the car up close, and you can see all the tiny details like the nails and the woodwork and the seats and the steering wheel inside. I have to say I really enjoyed this build. It was a great challenge for me to create all these parts from scratch that didn't exist and weren't there originally. Right before wrapping up this video today, let me say thank you again for all your nice comments and welcome all new subscribers for this channel. So please take care of yourselves and I will see you soon on my next project. Have a nice week up ahead and thanks for watching. Bye bye.